So the top 5 power forwards of all time in the NBA. And just like with the small forwards, I don't have a proper intro, so let's just get into it. Number 5 and number 4, I've got no freaking clue. I know the 2 names, I can't decide which order they go in. So I'm just going to say, for the sake of a ranking, I'll put Karl Malone 5 and I'll put Charles Barkley 4. But if you wanted to flip those around, I would not argue with you whatsoever. Both of them kind of sort of the same games. I mean, Karl Malone, second on the all-time scoring list, I'm pretty sure. Great post player, automatic from the elbows. And Barkley was, give or take, pretty similar. I mean, Chuck was a better rebounder. That's like the one stat that really differs between them. But everything else, I mean, it's so close down the middle. It's like they both went to the finals and lost to Jordan. There's not one thing that really separates these two. So, I mean, for the sake of a ranking, I'll go Malone 5, Barkley 4, but it's really tied, to be honest. Number 3, Dirk Nowitzki. And weirdly enough, Dirk, really late into his career, finally made the jump to one of the 5 best power forwards ever, and it was because of that championship against the Miami Heat. I mean, you look at that Dallas Mavericks roster, Dirk's the one big scorer. I mean, he had a lot of defenders on that team. He had DeShaun Stevenson, he had Sean Murray, and he had Tyson Chandler. And he had some shooters in Jason Terry and Jason Kidd and JJ Barea, but Dirk was the one guy really driving that thing all the way to the championship, and that was just an incredible performance by Dirk. And yeah, I mean, with Dirk, his post-game, probably the best turnaround jumper in the history of the league, although, if anything, the number 2 guy might have something to say for that, or Jordan and Kobe as well. And Dirk, you know, for a while, some people thought he was kind of soft. Dirk was always a decent defensive player, never a great one-on-one guy, but within a team atmosphere, always good enough, a good enough rebounder. And then the offensive game just took him over the top, and of course, the championship against the Miami Heat. Number 2, Kevin Garnett, KG. And like Dirk, the later championship really helps out KG. Now with Dirk, I mentioned he was a good enough defender. KG was an incredible defensive player that was a very good man-on-man defender, but he made the entire team better defensively. I mean, we saw the impact that he made for the Celtics immediately in 2008, but also just the impact he had in Minnesota for all those seasons, even when they were really bad. And of course, the offensive game, he's got the turnaround jumper, the mid-range jumper. The only thing I wish KG did was really master a hook shot, but he never did. But yeah, Garnett was great. And number 1, Tim Duncan, of course. Consistency, defense, posting up, bank shots, still going at age of 39. Tim Duncan's fantastic. As far as like honorable mentions, Dennis Rodman, who at one time was probably the best defensive player in the league. As he got older, of course the defense naturally declined, but the rebounding held up until the end. Bob Pettit, who was like the Superman of the NBA when he was playing, he had to really, I think he was like the first guy where they had to change the rules for. And Elvin Hayes was really good. That's all I know about him, to be honest. I can look at his stat line, it's really impressive. So, shout out to Elvin Hayes, and I think that's going to do it.